Well, you know what? It's lunch, and I'm gonna take a lunch break. I'm a teacher. This is my classroom. You can see all my cool art that my son has done. Very good stuff. Some kind of stormtrooper dudes there, Warhammer guys, Marvel. And there's my that's when I used to not have hair at all. That's a bald person. That was me. So teaching is wild and crazy right now. There's all kinds of stuff that we can't control, but the one thing I can't control, I can edit a photo and I can make it like I want. So I'm gonna do that and kind of have a brain break and make a photograph cool, and I think I'll feel better after that. So let's do it. Let's click a button. All right, so here we are. We're in Lightroom CC on the iPad, and I have a photo that I wanted to edit. It's not like the most earth-shattering photograph I've ever seen, right? But it's one that we're going to put in a book. My family, we're making a book out of our photos from this summer, and this is one I'll put in the book because we loved coming out and saying hi to this dove that was on her little nest. So I need to edit it to make it look cool for the book. And when I look at it, this is Lightroom CC on the iPad. I'm trying to transition to an iPad-only workflow for as long as I can to see what happens. I'm trying to get used to using the iPad. So I made sure that I see the histogram. I went up here to the little three dots and click View Options and Show Hide Histogram if you don't see that. So if you're wondering where this comes from, that's where it is. It's hidden kind of up there. And you can see from looking at the histogram and from looking at the photograph that it's a little bit too dark. All the tones are, in the medium to medium darks down here. There's not a lot of grays and there's almost no highlights. The only highlights come from like the sun that's way in the background. And so just a real quick, I'm going to take the exposure and boost everything up a little bit. All right. And it's a little bit better, but it's still not very good at all. It's just not very good still, because the histogram is telling me that everything is now a little bit too gray. So I went from a little bit too dark to now everything's too gray. It's too much of the same. I got a little spike in highlights from the back there, the whites, but everything's too gray. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a more selective adjustment, a little bit of a, not really a selective adjustment, but a targeted adjustment just to the dark tones. And I could use the curve tone or the curve adjustments if I want to too, but I'm not going to do that for this one. This is more of a quick edit that I'm making for our family book. So I am just looking at making the contrast look good, and maybe that's right probably around there. Not too bad. Now it's still not very good because I have so much chaos and there's so much that's competing with the dove. I'm going to go in and I'm going to darken some of that to make you go and not look, to make your eyes go away from the edges, and do a vignette. And that's over here on the effects panel. I'm going to change my midpoint, and I like that. That's not too bad. I'm going to do a selective edit because I still need to work on making this dove stand out. When you look at it overall, it's too gray. So go to my selective edits, which is right here. I'm going to add one. Let's look at the brush. I gotta change my brush size, and then I'm gonna paint roughly around here. Remember, this is a quick edit, so I'm not too worried about perfection. And I'm gonna boost that dove. It's a little bit too gray. I'm gonna do the contrast just to the dove, so the dove's brighter now, and I didn't brighten anything else because it's a selective edit. I am going to add, I'm gonna increase the saturation on this dove. That's way too much. I got some purples in there. But I'm going to add some color, kind of like the dove being more colorful than everything else. The greens are still a problem for me. I think the greens are too much. I can see too much of them. I don't like that. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get out of here. Oops, I'm in my selective edit still. And I'm going to go to my regular edits, my edit panel, and I'm going to go to the color mixer. I'm going to go to the greens, and I'm going to lower the saturation. Now that looks too low. That looks a little bit better. That's more saturated, less saturated, right around there, I think. So now the dove is standing out for me quite a bit more than anything else. And look at the histogram from where I started to where it is now. I don't think this is too bad. For a quick edit, that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you the original, And then the quick edit that I made for our book. You know what? All right, we're going to go, I'm not going to create a version. I don't want to do that. Okay, we're going to go in and we're going to make the brightness just a touch lower, something like that. There we go. And I like that now. And there you have it. My picture of a dove edited, ready for our family book in under 5 minutes. I think under 5 minutes. I got to try to make these shorter, man. Hope you enjoy. You got to see my office at least. You didn't even see the crazy. It looks messy, but I have so many cords and stuff around. It's wild. So check out my website. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to try to do more of these. So let me know how I can help or what you would like to see out of this stuff. Because, I want to make some good stuff here. Okay. Thanks so much.